Hello everybody, gonna do a little shooting today. It's gonna bring you guys along. I'm shooting a Walther PPK 22 long rifle. I got this is actually a PPKS. I should know what the difference is, but anyway, these guns have been around a super long time, and for whatever reason I have got a recent interest in these small autos. Hopefully you guys seen my Beretta Tomcat video I posted a week or so ago, and I've just fell in love with this little guy. Go over the controls real quick on it. It has the typical magazine release, this button here for the mag release, and here's the safety and the decocker. So I think when these guys were designed, this was cutting edge technology for the decocker. So that's pretty standard stuff for the double action, single action autos that we're used to. One thing about this gun, it has no slide release. Normally on our modern autos, there's a slide release up in this area of the gun somewhere. No slide release on this gun. So, you know, I got an empty mag in there. The gun's empty. The slide stays back. So if you do the mag change, put a different mag, a loaded mag in, you can just grab the slide, give it a tug, and it goes forward. So a little bit different than what our modern guns are, but I'll tell you, I really like this gun. So I'm gonna do I did one video on this already, and it's amazingly accurate. But I've got some different ammo I want to try in it. I'm gonna show you the ammo we're gonna use today. So this is the proven stuff that we have. So the guy that I got it from, he essentially was willing to give the gun up, and to quote him, he said, the only thing I can get that thing to run with is CCI Stingers. And okay, pretty premium 22 shell, comes along with a premium price. So I started shooting just what I'm gonna call a standard mini mag, which I don't know if it's quite standard. This is more of a premium 22 shell also. So for me, just being the spirit of being the tightwad that I am, I want to do some testing today on some more sort of budget friendly ammo. So I'll show you what we're doing. So I've been shooting these Winchester Super X's lately. These are a 40 grain hollow point. Hopefully you guys seen my ballistics gel video I did on 22 ammo. This guy performed really, really well. It held together good. It mushroomed. It performed like a hunting bullet in my mind. So I was really impressed with it. And these, for whatever reason, my local gun shops have been pushing them. These have been on the shelves for a couple of years now, and they're not cheap. You know, this is a 222 round box, and I think they're in the mid $20 range. So kind of comparable to the CCI Mini Mags. But had great luck with these. My Savage 62 semi-auto rifle really likes these. So pretty good 22 shell and available. I mean, to me, that's what makes it attractive. And then of course the old standard Federal 36 grain 525 value pack. This 22 shell has probably been my go-to for I don't know how many years. I remember buying these for $12 a box. Of course, tells you how old I am. So anyway, I have never shot these Federals in this Walther. And I have shot these. I take that back. I have shot these. The other day I was shooting these. I had a novice shooter out here with me, and it was interesting because he was kind of the classic limp wristing that the Walther, and he was having some misfire. So just for the spirit of sharing information, I'll show you how he was holding the gun. So he had the gun in his right hand, his right-handed shooter, and he was supporting his shooting hand with his left hand, similar to that. And he had a jam. The gun didn't function probably 3 out of 10 on the first mag that he shot. And I thought that was a little interesting, so I watched him on the second one. Didn't realize how he's holding it, so I seen the way he's holding it. He shot the mag, same thing, 2 or 3 jams, and so I encouraged him to hold the gun with the right hand like this, left hand like this. He went at 2 or 3 mags, never had a jam. So anyway, very interesting on that to me. So what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna shoot a couple mags of the Winchesters and a couple mags of the Federal 36 grainers, just downrange of some steel. If they don't function, there's no reason to put them on paper. So we'll do that first. All right, so I got a mag loaded up with the Federal 36 grainers. Another little interesting note on this is I bought a gun from a guy one time, as well as that Ruger SR22, up to Provo, Utah, and the guy's been in the gun business a long time, and he says, you know, put about 500 rounds of CCI Mini Mags through that Ruger, and he goes, after that, anything you put in it, it'll shoot. You know, and I've heard some people say, oh, you know, these semi-autos take a 500 round break-in. I've heard some other people say, heck, if it takes a break-in, I don't want it. I don't know. I'm getting a little bit more tolerant for that now. I know the guy that I got this gun from was a little frustrated with it. He says, if I have to shoot stingers in it, I really don't want it, because I mean, you lose all your options. What if stingers aren't available? So thought that was interesting. Another thing I've heard about these, you know, kind of steel frame, smaller semi-autos is run them real wet with oil. This gun, I've probably put maybe 200 rounds through it at the most. I don't think the guy I got it from put much, maybe more than that in it. So I gave it a little shot of oil today before we started. And just to grab the slide, I can almost feel it's a little bit smoother with that oil in it. So anyway, let's get it shooting. This is gonna be 10 rounds of the Federal 36 grains. We're just gonna launch them down range at the steel and see if it works. Well, we're not starting out too good, are we? There's a stovepipe. There's another one. Well, I'm not sure we're even going to try another round one of those, or another mag full of the Federals. Let's try those Winchesters. Kind of can see why the guy got it from got a little frustrated. 2 out of 10 rounds, pretty bad on a malfunction, but this time we got those 40 grain hollow point Winchester Super X. We'll give them a try. There's a failure to extract. Well, we're not doing too good today, are we? Well, I think that's worth trying another mag full with them Winchesters. All right, let's try another mag with the Winchester 40 grainers. I don't know, guys, I'm a little disappointed on that. Maybe we better check a mag full of the mini mags, make sure this thing's gonna work. All right, I had some stingers that were laying there all loose, volunteering to be shot. So I think we're gonna take a mag full with the stingers first. Well, glad to see the gun still works. Now let's try the mini mags. All right, well, here's something interesting. So I was looking at the CCI mini mags. These guys are what they're calling the varmint variant. And I did a YouTube video on these just a couple weeks ago on ballistic gelatin, and these guys fragmented after just a few inches of penetration, which I was okay with that. You're shooting any small game, anything like that, that fragmentation on these is just fine with me. So I was pleased with the performance on them. But they're advertising 1260 feet per second, 36 grain. These Federals are also advertising, you guys probably can't see that, 1260 on a 36 grain. But these guys will not feed or function hardly worth anything on this. So hopefully these guys will. Let's give it a try. Well, very interesting. That baby stovepipe on that second to last shot. But I don't remember ever having that before. Anyway, let's go up and have a look at the target. So here's the group of shots there. 2, 4, 6, 8. So I was probably low. I didn't realize those babies were hitting that low. Not too bad though, offhand at 25 yards. All right, we're gonna dump a mag full of the stingers down on the target and see what it looks like. Well, it definitely likes the stingers. Let's go look at the target. All right, guys, well, not too bad. Hopefully you can see right there, I got about 3 almost touching each other. And then they all, point of impact for me is just a little bit low on them, but not too bad. All right, well, I got another mag full of the CCI mini mags. One thing I got thinking about, CCI makes a mini mag they call the target version, that I'm pretty sure is a 40 grain bullet. And maybe that's ones I had before. I truly don't remember. I don't have any of the target versions with me. So anyway, we're gonna dump one more mag with this and see how it does. Well, you guys seen the stovepipe on it, so you know what? I'm not really sure on this. I'm a little disappointed. I can kind of see why a friend of mine had his frustration, was happy to let it go. But honestly, I love this gun so much. I'm gonna keep playing with it. It doesn't have, even after today, less than probably 300 or 400 rounds through it. And maybe it just needs a good cleaning at some point. You know, I sprayed a little bit of oil in it today, but I didn't give it a good cleaning. So I'm gonna keep playing with it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. I think we're gonna wrap this up. If you haven't subscribed, please take a minute and do so. Appreciate that, and give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.